Well, for more, we're joined by Dr. Eric Mandel. He's the founder and director of the Middle East Political Information Network and a senior editor for security at the Jerusalem Report. Welcome to the programme, Eric. Always a pleasure to see you. So is Iran doing what it does best here, stringing out the negotiations for as long as possible? They were saying last night that great progress had been made.
So it does feel like deja vu to 2015. It sounds like a replay of their negotiating strategy, vague positive statements, trying to get America bogged down in details. My advice is very simple. Don't bite. Don't engage to the American negotiators. Keep it binary. Enrichment or no enrichment. The Iranians are going to try it on President Trump, and I think the team is too smart to think otherwise. Now, what is Iran doing? Its strategy is right. They are drawing out the talks. Now they're offering business deals to deter Trump from a military action. So in Geneva, they offered rare earth mineral deals and oil contracts. So the bottom line comes down to two questions right now. Will the Trump administration offer sanctions relief, which they demand, and make these trade deals with the regime that killed 40,000 people in cold blood after the president said stop the killings? And the other question is, will the president agree to a nuclear deal that sidesteps real limits on ballistic missiles, on their terror proxies, and have no future restraints on the killing, rape, torture of the protesters after the president said we have their back? My analysis is Iran cannot make the concessions that President Trump has publicly demanded, and I believe there will be kinetic action which serve American national security interests.
Right, so a very confident Iran on one hand, very different messaging coming from the Trump administration today. We've got a reporter at Axios saying he's been speaking to US officials who say that the president is out of patience, that they're preparing for possibly a weeks-long offensive, a joint operation with Israel. You've also got the Israeli military expert Amos Yadlin warning people not to take flights this weekend. I mean, is this just all part of the game, ramping up the pressure on Iran to try and get that last-minute negotiation?
Well, I think Iran is a master negotiator. They have been in the Persian Bazaar for 3,500 years, and they think that they can outsmart a Western opponent. As far as what America needs to do, and this is not known, if America decides that it will engage kinetically, but will have limited strikes as it did in the 12-day war, that will not only be a missed opportunity, but it's going to be a failure. And it depends upon what America's goal is here. What I mean is in the 12-day war, Israel actually had on day 12 planes in midair that were going to hit the IRGC that would begin to hasten the collapse of the regime. And the president had Israel turn around. This type of action of what needs to go on now has got to be going on for many, many weeks. And we don't know, there's the law of unintended consequences here. Who will pick up the pieces if there's regime collapse? So you have people in the president's ear, the Qataris, the Saudis saying, don't strike, you'll create instability. You have people of the more isolationist wing saying, don't go in. But this is a unique opportunity that can't be missed that will change the region for the better.
The messaging, though, from the isolationist wing of the Trump administration, those voices do seem to be a lot more quiet this time around, don't they, compared to last June, you know, when they were really ramping up the rhetoric, saying this will just be another Iraq, don't go in. You've got the Vice President, J.D. Vance, saying Iran is ignoring Trump's red lines. Do you notice a difference there as well?
Yeah, I think you picked up on something very important. It does seem that more people are in line. Again, we never know. We're dealing with an unconventional president. I'm not sure the president has decided yet what he wants to do, whether it's going to be an agreement, minimal action, or what really is needed, a major action over many weeks. But Vance, who is sort of straddles both lines, being loyal to the president and also being part of being associated with that isolationist wing, I think his statements were leaning, obviously, in direction that military action may be on its way. So I am not sure. One of the things, I was in Washington a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things they confirmed to me in the Senate is that it is a very tight circle around the president, and there are very few leaks. So people who make lots of speculations, or we read into the tea leaves too much, we may be overreading things because we don't get leaks that occurred like in Trump 1.0, the first term.
Yes, as I say, President Trump keeping everybody guessing, as always. That is what he's best at, isn't it? Thank you very much, Dr. Eric Mandel.